Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Turner's Digest. My name is Alex, otherwise known as Fear the Z, and we'll start with our disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. So the keen listeners among you might recognize that this podcast sounds a little bit different. I'm away from home. I have a wedding this weekend, and I'll be home visiting some relatives. Home is in my parents' house, visiting some relatives for the next couple weeks. So unfortunately, my personal laptop doesn't have the same setup as my personal desktop where I normally record these. So I don't have all my fancy microphone filters. So this is just raw output from the mic. And unfortunately, it doesn't sound great, but I tried to emulate it on this laptop and I couldn't get it. This is a Mac, and my personal desktop computer is a Windows machine. So the same software doesn't work. So I haven't found an alternative yet. I'll keep looking. Maybe next episode, if I post one while I'm still away from my apartment, I can emulate the same settings, but for now, unfortunately, we'll just have to deal with just raw output from the mic, but this is what I really sound like. As always, there's a Patreon if you want to support me, and there's a referral link in the show notes. For new Patreon members, we had a couple. We have Noko, Chunky Monkey, someone who requested their name to be redacted, Lynx, and Zalek. Thank you, everyone, for being a member of the Patreon. Also, as always, shout out to Cleed. And today we'll just get right into updates. It's going to be a pretty quick and dirty episode today. There's not too much there is a lot that happened, but not too many new bullet points. So we'll see how long this goes. I might rant for a bit about a couple of the updates, but for starters, Every Penny Evan, who has his own blog, made a note to me that in my last episode 19, I called out the J Points, which is Juno's rewards program. I said that they lowered their cash out rate, but actually it's just for some merchants. Some merchants actually got better. Like they pointed out Home Depot, I think, got better, or Lowe's, but the one I usually use, which is Amazon, got worse. So your mileage may vary there depending on how you want to cash out your points. But regardless, I really normally just use Amazon gift cards as my withdrawal. So unfortunately, that's not an option anymore. So I still just won't use Juno. Next, Dr. Credit reported, and I noticed that Amazon you can reload your Amazon gift card balance. Normally, you can do it as low as 50 cents, but they just raised the minimum to $1. This was pretty useful for meeting minimum purchase requirements. So sometimes you sign up for a checking account, and it has do 20 debit transactions in your first month of opening in addition to a direct deposit, and earn some sign-up bonus. They just raised the minimum from 50 cents to $1, so it's a little annoying. Now you'd have to spend twice as much as before to meet that same requirement, but $1 is still not too bad. Amazon is pretty much like cash for me. I've purchased a lot on Amazon, so especially with the holidays coming up here. It's not the worst thing, but figured I'd report it. Next, there were some various DoorDash promotions, and I did send out a flash alert for, I think, at least one of these on the Patreon. One of them was, I think it was 50% off your purchase, including pickup, minimum spend of $20. So I personally did it. I think I ordered some breakfast for like $20, got $10 off. One of the restaurants by me doesn't upcharge too egregiously for DoorDash, and especially because, as you'll see here, there's some DoorDash gift cards you can get for pretty cheap, up to like 20% off, and then potentially more. So I really hope that did not just stop my recording because my laptop just went to sleep. It didn't. Cool. So you can get DoorDash gift cards for pretty cheap, and these promotions make it even better for me. But unfortunately, it's a very timely alert, and that's what the Patreon's for. So I'm sharing it now, but it's expired at this point. Next were some, I would say, pretty big news, but it's not 2020 anymore or 2021. H.M. Bradley originally, there's some updates to H.M. Bradley. H.M. Bradley originally on, I think, Wednesday, I received an email at like 6 p.m. saying that my credit card account was closed due to inactivity. And I was like, really? And I went and looked at my transactions, and my last transaction was 6 months ago. So I was like, all right, I guess they're closing out for 6 months of inactivity, but no notice, no warnings. And 6 months is pretty short for closing an account due to inactivity, especially a credit card. But it never reported on my credit report, and I don't think I even got a hard pull for it. So, actually, no. I believe at that point, Hatch was the one that was issuing H. Bradley credit cards, and it was like a 50-50 shot for you to get a hard pull, and I lost the coin flip, so I did get a hard pull. But a lot of people didn't, so it wasn't reporting to your credit report, and it didn't get a hard pull for some people. So if it's closed, it makes no difference. But that was pretty jarring to have my account closed, and they closed deposit accounts that had no activity. So I had a joint account that I wasn't using anymore, and that was closed due to inactivity. And I sent the CEO a personal email because I used to. What originally got me into personal finance, actually, what really got me into it was H.M. Bradley, because I was looking during COVID for a new bank account because I was maining Bank of America, which earns no APY. And H. Bradley was the highest at that time. It was, well, at least one of the highest. It had the highest limit. It did have a bunch of requirements of direct deposit, keeping in 20% of it, but they changed things over the years. They went through their bank partner transfer from Hatch Bank to MICB, and after they closed the accounts due to inactivity, the next day we all received an email from the CEO saying that they're closing their doors effective December 15th. I believe they're denying direct deposits starting like next week, which is insane. And it's all just a horrible way that they handled their customers. They have thousands of customers, I assume. I believe they have thousands of customers. They like to brag about how many deposits they have for how small of a bank they are. Well, they're not a bank, a financial company which partners with a bank. And giving customers 1 month's notice, in my opinion, is unacceptable. That's way too short of a period of time. When we think back on when they changed banking partners from Hatch to MICB, which required a routing number and a account number change, they gave customers, I believe, like 3 months to do that. I was trying to dig up their old blog posts, but they deleted most of them. I saw one announcing the change from Hatch to MICB that was released on September 29th. And they say in here that customers had until October 31st to open a new account with MICB, and you'll get your promotional rate automatically met at 3%, which was their highest at the time, until I think January. And actually reading this now, it says it's important to switch to an account with New York Community Bank, I think what MICB stands for, by October 31st. After October 31st, Hatch Bank will no longer process debits or transactions. This includes account transfers, direct deposits, incoming wire transfers, mobile deposits, debit card transactions, account debits. If you do not open your new deposit account with MICB by October 31st, or reach out to prior to that to close your account, Hatch Bank will automatically close your deposit account. So they gave customers from September 29th to October 31st, which is more than a month, which is actually 30 days has September. So I believe it's the same amount of time to the day that they made this announcement for you to make your change from Hatch Bank to MICB. So they're continuing with the same a month and a day, but I still don't think that's enough time. This is the second time now that H.M. Bradley's put their customers through an entire bank switch. They went from Hatch to MICB, and now they're making you go to find another account. I really don't like the way they handle their customers. I sincerely apologize to many people because I've recommended H.M. Bradley a lot in the past. I really liked them. I thought they were doing great things. I thought they had a great offering. But the headaches that they've put people through for at least the past 3 years, and I've shared personally, one of my best friends switched over to H.M. Bradley. My mom switched over to H.M. Bradley. I shared it at work all the time because it's a great interest rate and they have good offerings. And now all these people that I told to switch over now has to go through this headache. Not only have they done it once to go from Hatch to MICB, now twice to go from MICB to something else. So it's really disappointing that they did this. The CEO shared on Discord that they had a sort of plan to have somebody buy the deposit accounts from H.M. Bradley, so customers didn't have to completely leave and go somewhere else. but that fell through. So that's why this hasty a month and a day timeline happened, but I don't like it. It doesn't matter if you had a deal that fell through at the last minute. The people that are suffering, the customers, and especially because HMB really doesn't care about their customer opinion anymore because they're gone. So who cares? Why would they care how much time they give you? I'm just sorry for anyone that has to go through that. It's no fun. It can be, there's stress about money already for people and finances and making the right decision, and having your core bank be ripped from your hands with a month's notice can be jarring, especially when during the holidays and during near Christmas season. Like, to have people change their entire bank account, it's not great. All right, enough about H&M Bradley. I don't want to ever talk about them again. Next, Citi Double Cashback has a $200 sign-up bonus for spending $1.5K in 6 months. I believe that you can product change your Citi Double Cash to a Citi Custom Cash. So I personally have 2 Citi Custom Cashes. One was from a Premier card that I had at the time that I product changed to a Custom Cash, and the second was a Double Cash that I had that I product changed to a Custom Cash. So I never organically opened up the Custom Cash, and I can't now because I already have one. So if you want to go through this, if you want to have 2 Custom Cash cards, the benefit of that is you get 5% back on your top spend category up to $500 per month. And each card you have individually, it's a different category. So if you want to try and get 2 Custom Cash cards, I would recommend organically opening a Custom Cash card, organically opening another Citi card like the Double Cash, especially now that has a $200 sign-up bonus. But make sure you open up the Custom Cash first so you get the sign-up. Actually, I take that back. Make sure you open the Custom Cash before you product change any card to a Custom Cash, because you can't be holding a Custom Cash and open up a Custom Cash. You can have a Custom Cash and product change to a Custom Cash, but you can't open a Custom Cash once you have a Custom Cash. I've said Custom Cash too much. Anyway, this is a good sign-up bonus especially for a 2% card. Even if you just want a 2% card, a $200 sign-up bonus is good. I think Fidelity's offering one right now for $200. I know SoFi did at one point. I don't know if they still are offering it. But something, just make note of, Citi has a 48-month rule when it comes to product changes. I think that's in terms of the sign-up bonus. So if you've held for this example, you've held a Double Cash within the past 2 years, 48 months, it doesn't matter if you organically open the card or if you product change to a new card. If you product change to a new card from the date you product changed is when that timer starts. Definitely check. Dr. Credit has good rules on it on their site. They have a good layout of what it is. Check that first if you're worried about being eligible or not, and go for it if you'd like. Next, to no one's surprise, Ness, which is Ness Well, it was a credit card for healthy spending, announced that they're closing down effective incredibly immediately. They sent an email out saying that as of, when did this email come out? On the 15th, so Wednesday. They sent an email out, I think Wednesday around noon. They said effective 5 p.m. on that day, Wednesday, you will no longer be able to use your card. But that's just what they're doing. Please pay for your outstanding balance by December 19th. This is really the kicker. Use your rewards. You've earned them. We'll do whatever we can to make sure you can redeem your points through November 22nd. So they give you 1 week to redeem all of your points. Mind you, the sign-up bonus was 50,000 points, and I also got a referral. And I had to spend, to get that 50,000 points, I had to spend, I think, $6,000. So I had $6,000 worth of spend in points and 50,000 points. So I had at one point, I think, close to 80,000 points. I'm slowly redeeming them, but all of their redemption options are limited to how many they have. So I was redeeming for Kava pretty often, which is only 1,500 points, and Chipotle, which is 3,000 points. Kava's now out of stock, and I can only do so many Chipotle. Also, oh my God, Chipotle has the worst gift card setup in the game. You can only have one Chipotle gift card on your account at once. So if you put, like, for Ness, you get a $30 Chipotle gift card. I can put one $30 Chipotle gift card at a time, and if the gift card's at like a dollar, I have to use the rest of that gift card, then use a secondary payment, can't be another gift card, and then I have to add another gift card to the account. So it's super annoying. Whenever you get these little changes on your Chipotle gift cards, you're stuck paying out of pocket for the remainder. Also, you can only add one gift card every 24 hours. Also, for some reason, when I am in the app or online, if when I add my gift card, I put in the gift card code, I hit add, it says, sorry, we had a problem. That sorry, we had a problem counts as one of my trying to add the gift card to the account in 24 hours. So if I try and add it and it for some reason has a problem, I can't try to add another gift card for another 24 hours. So right now, I've been trying to add a gift card to my Chipotle account for a week, and every day I'm unable to add it because Chipotle thinks I'm trying to add it, but it's blocking me from adding it for some reason. It's mind-boggling. So now I have, I think, like $150 worth of Chipotle gift cards. I have $100 worth of Kava gift cards, and I still have 30,000 Ness points. I think I'm just going to buy like some random thing on their site. I did buy their Lofty alarm clock, and I actually really like it. They give you $150, which will cover the price of an alarm clock, and it's super expensive for an alarm clock. It's not worth $150. Sorry, my laptop went asleep again. Does it record during that time? I don't even know. $150 is a steep price to pay for an alarm clock, but I got like a refurbished one, which was, I think, $90. And then I shared in a previous episode that they had a coupon code for it as well. I think it was like welcome 10 or welcome 15, you get an extra 15% off, but you still get a $150 coupon from Ness. So that's not a bad way to use your points. If I really like it. I like having a physical alarm clock. I didn't realize how annoying it was to have your phone as your alarm clock. I like having a dedicated one, and it has a cute little night light that turns on, and I like to have white noise, and they have a bunch of options that are like actually real recorded white noise. So they went out to the redwoods and recorded like raining, or they went into a city and recorded the city sounds, or they have like brown noise and white noise and gray noise. So I personally like it. I also just I added 2 night masks to the order, and now I have 2 night masks, and I actually like using them. They also have these little, which I've been actually looking for, and I don't think I looked very hard for it, but they have these black stickers that you can stick on electronics that have ambient LED lights. Like my TV has a light that you can't turn off even if the TV's off. So I put it on that little light so it's not on anymore. Now that I think about it, I'm now wearing my night mask, so it blocks it out anyway, but it was just something to use the $150 credit for that Ness gave me. I think I'm just going to go on there, and there's like an automatic whisking bottle. So you can I only see it really as like a protein shake bottle, but it has a whisk built in. So you push a button on the bottle and it'll whisk the drink for you. So like whisking on the go. I think I'm just going to get that as a gift for somebody. That's $88, but it's free because it's my Ness points and I got to use them by November 22nd. You can do cash back, but I believe it comes as a statement credit, and I don't know what they're going to do with negative balances. I think they have to mail you it, but I don't really want to test it. And the redemption value for that, instead of 1 cent per point, is 0.5 cents per point, so they're really raking you over the coals on that one. But I was going to do a review of Ness, and I think I still might cover it. I guess, actually, screw it. I'll just cover it here. Ness never claws back rewards for refunds. I plan on covering this at some point, but now that Ness is closing down, I don't care. What I did was I used Curve for my Ness purchases. I routed my purchases to my Ness card, and then to reach my sign-up bonus is $6,000. And then any purchase that didn't earn 5%, I used Go Back in Time to take the purchase off of Ness and move it to another card. And all of those refunds, which is what Ness views them as, that are really Go Back in Times to another card, Ness didn't claw back any of those points. And I think I used Go Back in Time on probably around $2,000 worth of points purchases, and I never got that refunded. So that's, if it's at 2% for $2,000 at 2%, I'm not doing math right now because I don't want to mess it up, is 4,000 points, I think. So that was a free $40 for me. if you have the Ness card and you go back in time and use Curve purchases on it recently, now they're closing down, go back in time on everything. Make your balance 0. Make it negative. Maybe they'll give you a refund. But that's Ness. I wish they had some Kava gift cards left. They said you can reach out to them and try and work on something. I have chatted with them. I sent them a chat message and they haven't replied. So I think I'm just going to have to liquidate my account somehow. All right, next. I got an email for a Mint referral and realized that it's not great for the person that's getting referred. It's great for the referrer, but I'll mention it anyway. Mint Mobile will give you $15, and depending on what plan you pick, I'll get a credit for whatever your plan is worth. So if you pick a 5 gigabyte plan, I'll get $45, 15 gigabyte, $60, 20 gigabyte, $75, unlimited plan, $90. They do really great Black Friday deals, so I wouldn't go for this. I really like Mint Mobile. I think they're fantastic. I pay, I think it's like $20 a month for 15 gigs. And I could really probably get away with the 5 gigabyte plan, but it's like an extra $5 for the extra 10 gigs, and I don't have to worry about it. So that's Mint Mobile. While I was driving to my parents' place, I was just trying to listen to some podcasts, and I caught up on Turning Life's podcast, and he had a really great episode on personal finance. Episode 8, there's a link in the show notes if you're interested. He covers some pretty basic, not pretty basic actually, but like personal finance stuff that everyone should know. It talks about 401ks, talks about IRAs, talks about associate stock purchasing plan, talks about a whole bunch of other personal finance stuff. I think it's worth a listen. I do presentations like this at work, and just on my own volition, I do it because I think it's super important for people to understand. And this podcast that he put out does an excellent job of covering it. There are some things he misspoke on. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think there's literally one that I nitpicked about. I think it might have been about the HSA, but everything else, and it was like 0.01% of the podcast. The episode was fantastic. It's definitely worth a listen. There's a link in the show notes if you're interested. Next, I used Cleed, shout out Cleed. I used his Blue Peak referral, which, if I remember correctly, is a $200 referral bonus for both parties if you just direct deposit $500 to within 90 days of account opening. Your friend sets up and receives at least 2 direct deposits totaling $500 or more. I don't know if that means each individual direct deposit has to be $500 or the direct deposit totaling has to be over $500, because right now I'm doing $251 each direct deposit. So hopefully I made it, but you get $200 for it. They have another bonus, but I think the referral one is easier to go for. Next, also for that referral, if you're interested, you have to give your full name, email address, and phone number, which is kind of revealing. If you're on the Patreon, I technically already have some of that information. So if you're interested, let me know whether you're on the Patreon or not. I'm happy to refer you. Next, I reported this earlier. The Venture X referral bonus for some people was showing at 90K points for 4K in purchases in 3 months. But now it's a public offer. So if you're interested, you can just do the public offer. Definitely do the referral instead. I don't have the referral showing for that, but go for the public offering, or just, I take that back. Definitely find someone who has that, because I think it's a $250 referral. Might be lower to $200, but either you can split it or that person just gets the extra money. Next, a little update on the Venmo $1 on coffee. Some coffee shops don't work, but I found 2 that actually do trigger for the $1 bonus. Also, I reported that Go Back in Time wasn't working with the Venmo debit card for some reason, but I just recently tried it, like I said, and it is working. So what I do is I use my Curve card, route it directly to the Venmo card, try the purchase on there, then if it doesn't work, route it somewhere else. But it originally was just declining all purchases for the Venmo card on Curve, but now it's working. So also, again, I'm really sorry about the audio for this episode. I'm currently holding my microphone stand. I'm sitting on a couch with a laptop on a pillow. It's a terrible setup, but I wanted to get something out for y'all. All right, next is a big bulk of text on the companion page. I'm just going to read through each one, but there's a whole plethora of gift card deals that are going on right now. And I'll talk about which ones I did and which ones I will do. There is PayPal's offering a $100 Uber gift card for $90. You can also pay, since you're paying through PayPal, you can use your Chase card and get an extra 5% off. So you get $85. Oh, it's a little bit less than that, but I think it's like $86.5 spend for a $100 Uber gift card. If you're interested in Uber, go for it. I think I had at one point like $400, but now I have, I think, $200 in there. So I went and bought one. Next, I don't know what Smart and Final is, but if you're familiar with Smart and Final, they're offering a $15 shopping credit when you purchase $100 in gift cards. Some of these might be select gift cards. Definitely check the links that I shared. They're all going to be Dr. Credit posts, so you can just read through there and see which gift cards qualify. Next, Lidl's offering a $20 off when purchasing select $100 gift cards. Then we have ShopRite doing a $20 voucher when you purchase $100 worth of any third-party gift cards. I'm going to do that one, and I also, like I said, did the PayPal one for Uber gift cards. Also, ShopRite's doing, if you spend $400, I think from now until Thanksgiving, you get a free turkey. And when I read the terms, I believe it was up to 21 pounds. So all you have to do is just use your ShopRite like account, like log in when you're making your purchase, and it's cumulative from, I think, sometime last week until Thanksgiving. So we're doing it to get a free turkey. It might not be worth that much, but hey, free's free. Next, My Gift Card Bless is offering 10% off of some select gift cards, and then Target is offering a $10 credit when you purchase $100 worth of Apple gift cards. You can use Discover for that to get an extra 5%. Next, CVS is offering $20 in extra bucks, which is like their store credit rewards when you purchase select $100 gift cards. I personally did this. I purchased $100 worth of DoorDash gift cards, but I was reading through the Dr. Credit comments, and someone said that they did it and didn't get the reward purchase. So I was like, oh man. So when I was at CVS, I was actually back in, I think, episode 18, I was talking about the recalled eye drops, and I went and returned the eye drops. They got like $20 back. Were in a gift card. The manager had to help me with that, and I was like, hey, I saw this coupon for $20 extra bucks when you purchase $100 gift cards. I want to make sure it works. He was like, oh yeah, it'll definitely print out. And I was waiting in line to check out, and thankfully the manager came up and was like, oh, I'll take you, because we already had a rapport because you returned my contact. So he took me in to return it, and he was like, oh, it'll be smart if you first buy the gift card, have that its own transaction, then it'll print out the $20 gift card and you can use it on everything else you're purchasing. I'm like, you're a homie, absolutely. So we ring up the DoorDash gift card, set it to 100. Also, I wanted to split transactions, so I was trying to use Albert because they have 15% off in CVS to get $5 off. That worked fine, so I did $30 on that card, and then I wanted to pay the rest on PayPal. Like, you can scan your PayPal QR code, and that'll do your 5% off because it's a PayPal purchase. But then if you're using your Chase Freedom Flex card, you also get an extra 2%. It's really an extra 2% for pharmacies. It's really, when you purchase just pharmacies, it's 3%, but the 1% is the base earning, and then the additional 2% is for the pharmacy. And same thing for your rewards category. It's 1% for the base, 4% for the rewards category. So 2% for pharmacies, 4% for PayPal, 1% at base brings you to 7%. So if you scan your PayPal QR code and route the purchase to your Chase Freedom Flex in store, you will get 7% back. I tried to do that, but that PayPal scan does not work for split transactions. So that didn't work. I used my Curve card to go to Bank of America online shopping for 4.5%. Anyway, at the end of that transaction, the gift card didn't print, which is what the person on Dr. Credit reported and what the manager said would happen. So he's like, let me see the coupon again. So he read it. He looked at my purchase, made sure it worked, and then manually credited me the $20 extra bucks. I don't think that definitely your mileage may vary. I think right now it's not working. I think that same person also reported that at the bottom of the receipt, it said while supplies last for the coupon. So you can try and see if a manager will credit you, but I don't think it's worth the hassle. Next, from December 2nd to December 3rd, Target does this every year, but they're giving 10% off Target gift cards. I will be sending a deal alert or a flash alert for this on the Patreon because it's only for the 2 days and I might not post a podcast on that day. I will whenever the podcast comes out, mention it, but it might be before or after that date. So mark your calendars December 2nd, December 3rd, max of $500 to purchase, and you can use your Discover card and get an extra 5% off on top of it. Don't use your Target Red card because Target Red cards don't work on gift cards. I will personally be doing that. I usually, like Christmas and stuff, and eventually I'll pay for Target. Next, Happy Choice, or 100 Happy, I don't even know what, Meijer. Mayer. I've been to Mayer before. I think it's Mayer. When I used to live out in Indiana, there's Mayer out there. So if you purchase $100 worth of Happy Choice or One for All gift cards, you get 15,000 Mayer points. I don't know what Mayer points are worth, but figured I'd call it out. Next, just this morning, Dr. Credit posted that DoorDash's Best Buy has $100 DoorDash gift cards for $80. You could do 3 physical cards and 1 virtual card for those prices, and it instantly went at a sale and says coming soon now. So that went very quick. I wasn't even able to purchase it. I would have, even though I already purchased DoorDash gift cards at CBS. But that's just a great deal because you also can pay with PayPal and get an extra 5% off with your Chase Freedom card. All right, finally, Shop and Save is offering 20 cents off per gallon when you purchase $50 or more of gift cards. I don't know what Shop and Save is, but again, I guess I figured I'd mention it. Next, there was a small update I got from Barclay, the card issuer. I have a Banana Republic card issued by them. It was originally Synchrony, and then I got switched over to Barclay, and it seems like they're trying to get more people to sign up for the card. So the referee doesn't get anything, but there's a new referral bonus for the referrer. If I refer somebody, I get $100. If you're interested, I gave the link. If you message me, I think it comes in the form of Banana Republic gift cards, so I probably won't give you $50 raw because I don't think Banana Republic gift cards are worth $50. I don't know what it's actually comes in the form of. Let me see if it says it. Let me take a look. It actually comes in the form of statement credit. So if you are interested, I can Venmo you or somehow give you $50 for that referral if you're interested. Next, Amazon Visa, normally during this time. Also, I'm sorry, we just have landscapers that just showed up. You might be able to hear it. Again, this is literally raw output from the microphone, so I'm very sorry for this shit audio, and I'm sorry for cursing. I try not to. Amazon Visa's sign-up bonus is back to $200. You have to have Prime for it, though, and there's no purchase required. You just sign up for the card, and you get $200. My referral, which you don't get anything, you just get the public offer, but I get $50. That does have the $200 sign-up bonus. You do need Prime for it to get the $200. But if you're interested, why not use my referral link? I'll appreciate it. And then finally, speaking on the Amazon Visa, I was targeted for use PayPal 3 times and get $20, just specifically for the Amazon Visa, which is interesting because they're doing PayPal for their 5% category right now for the Freedom Flex and the Freedom cards. So curious that they're doing this promotion, but that's it. Like I said, I'm away from my normal setup, so apologies for the audio. Not sure when I'll get the next episode out, if there'll be one before the beginning of December. But if there is, it'll be probably the same audio quality as this. So sorry for that. But anyway, thanks as always, and happy holidays.